Chris Jansen. Today I'm speaking to you from the island of Ibiza. I've been here training for the last 4 days in the beautiful sea, as you can see behind me here, running on the roads up in the hills of Ibiza. Beautiful island just off the coast of Barcelona in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. And as I was out on one of my runs this week, I started thinking about the principles we talked about focus and discipline. And discipline is one of those intangible things that makes an absolute difference in the quality of your training and the success of your training program, ultimately leading you up to race day. And one of the key principles I wanted to talk to you specifically about discipline is simple ways that you can develop your inner discipline, develop that inner strength to really go the maximum in all of your training sessions. You know, they say in weightlifting that it's not the first 9 reps of your bicep curls that really makes a difference, it's the 10th rep and sometimes the 11th or 12th rep that really, when you squeeze that out, you really start to build that muscle. Well, it's similar with discipline. Well, it's not actually a muscle, it is a mental muscle. The mental muscle of discipline, and really strengthening that to a way that can really empower you and really power you through your training programs and to be at your absolute best on race day. And one of the things that I've recognized that I've been doing for years in my training is a simple thing I simply call no shortcuts. In running, you know, often if I'm running through a park or down the sidewalk in the city, you know, often you take a little bit of a soft curve at the end of your race, or sorry, at the end of your training. You know, you cut from one sidewalk to the other, you run across the lawn a little bit. Or if you're in a park, you kind of cut the corner of maybe the football field or soccer field that you're running around. And one of the things that I've always found has tightened my discipline is I never cut corners, no shortcuts. It sounds maybe a little too simple, but when you try it on, you'll always strengthen that discipline of always going the full distance before you make that turn. It's the same thing in swimming. You know, when you're swimming these different lengths, laps in a pool, or perhaps if you were, like I was, out here with the buoys, I don't know if you can see those from there, that getting all the way to the end. Sometimes we coast at the end. You know, those last 5 meters in the pool, or last 5 meters if you're swimming in open water, you tend to coast a little bit. Well, I've always taught myself that those last 5 meters are where the difference is made. To go really strong right to the very end, every single lap, every single distance that you're going. So I just want to share with you that little principle of no shortcuts. And I want you to see if you can apply this into your training. See where you've been perhaps taking too many shortcuts. Or maybe you've developed a bit of a weak habit of really strengthening that discipline, or not strengthening that discipline by taking shortcuts on your training. Find ways, little moments, mastering those little moments, either at the start of your training, maybe in the middle, but most definitely at the end when you're tired. Because when you know you're going to be tired at the end of the race, and that's when you really got to turn it on. So start turning it on in practice, and you'll start to see a measurable difference on race day. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I'm about to enjoy my last sunset here in Ibiza. We'll speak to you soon from back in London. I'm Chris Jansen, helping you to master your inner game and achieve your potential along the way.